The pickup artist tactic mind games men play on women. There are so many men out there manipulating women for money, sex, and more. In order to achieve their aim, some men deploy some dark mind games to win women over.
There's this thing called the bait and switch that I would like for you ladies to keep an eye out for, especially if you're dating hypergamously.
So beware men who neg. What's negging? Negging is a manipulation tactic. It's often used by men to position themselves as the prize.
You have no game, bro. But I'm about to tell you how to love bomb. One of the most powerful techniques. If you use it, she will fall in love. Really as simple as that. That's what it's meant for.
Playing with people's feelings is undeniably the lowest level of humanity.
Hello fam, how you all doing? Happy new month. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. Thank you. In this video, we will be discussing some dark mind games men play on women in order to get us hooked, get sex from us, get money from us, and also use us at their own advantage. Let's start off with the bait and switch game men play.
There's this thing called the bait and switch that I would like for you ladies to keep an eye out for, especially if you're dating hypergamously. So the bait and switch, I'll explain it and I'll give you a story. So the bait and switch is when a guy is really courting you, really coming after you, and he's paying for everything. And he's doing this eventually with the hope that you will start picking up the tabs, you'll start splitting things, and or you will start to pay for everything. That is the bait and switch. And in terms of how long this could go on for, in most cases, because these guys don't have a lot of money, they can't keep this up longer than 2 to 3 months. Some of them maybe can't keep it up longer than 1 month. What I've seen in the past is that they don't typically break up with you, but they may start pulling back after a certain point. They'll start breadcrumbing you if they notice that you are not biting the bait and you're not switching. Maybe some will call it off clean, cut, and clear, and others will just, start pulling away and things like that.
In this game, a man will show an intense interest towards a woman for a given period of time. That is the bait. This man might be willing to go extra length just to please this woman. He might be willing to buy expensive gifts, take her out on expensive trips, expensive dates, take her to expensive restaurants. This is just him coaching and grooming her for his next action. For the switch, after he must have given her the intense attention and spending a whole lot of money on her, depending on the man involved, he goes silent on her. Stop speaking her calls, stop calling her, stop texting her, stop messaging her. Let's say this man used to call every day and he picks her call whenever she calls. He's not going to call, and let's say if she calls 5 times a day, he might not pick that day, he might pick the next day. He becomes a scarce commodity to her. The reason for this is for her to chase him. And if he gets her chasing him, he can make demands and use her for sex, use her for money. Because if someone is chasing you, it means the person might be willing to do things just to make you happy. That's just the mind game there.
Now, story time I have for you is a few years ago, a few years ago, I was dating this one particular guy. And a lot of red flags. And of course, I will tell you some things. And a lot of you are going to be like, oh, that was red flag number 1, red flag number 2. So yeah, they were definitely there. And I let it go on longer than I should have. But when I first met him, he had told me he was a CEO. So, of course, as we're starting to get to know each other, I'm asking him about his business and figuring out how many employees does he have and things like that. Well, here's the red flags. He had no employees, so technically he wasn't a CEO. He was just a self-employed entrepreneur type of guy. Second, he was having some type of housing problem, and typically a guy that's doing really well, regardless of the situation, will have something taken care of in terms of housing. So he's not in between housing. So when him and I first connected, he was house sitting one of his friends' homes until they came back from France. And then after they came back early. So he had to find a new place to stay, and he ended up renting a room. So red flag, red flag, red flag. But this whole entire time, he was taking me out. He was paying for everything. And then one day I realized we went out one time and the waiter put the bill on the table and he let it sit there. And I knew like, okay, I know what's going on. And there were other things that popped up that you'll find absolutely hilarious, but this video is going to stop.
This is how men run game on women. If a man want to know if you weak, he'll tell you what you want to hear, make you fall in love, and then all of a sudden he'll ghost you. He'll disappear. You can't call him, you can't text him or nothing. Now, if you don't run behind him, he know that you're different, you're strong, and you ain't weak. Now, if you blowing his phone up, he know he got you. So he gonna use that to get what he want from you. All I gotta do is act like I don't want her when I want something, and she gonna feel lonely. So in order to get me back, she gotta do what I say. And one thing about men, they always gonna use something that you want, money. They gonna use that money to play with your mind and your feelings. See, a man can pay your bills all day, do everything for you all day. But as soon as you don't do something, he stop doing everything. He'll leave you in debt. He will put you behind. That's if you depend on his money all the time, every month. That makes a woman money hungry. And that woman will sell herself short because she don't want to be broke. She don't want to get in debt. She can get what she wants. She can save her own money. That woman will go against her friends and her family because she know that I ain't gonna get nothing from that man if I turn my back on that man. The truth hurt.
Let's talk about the disqualifier mind game. This game is about the man disqualifying the woman, making her feel like she's not good enough. Sometimes the man might even disqualify himself for any potential relationship with the lady. The goal is to indirectly tell the woman that she's not good enough for the man, that the man is not going to chase her. The man's aim is to pique her interest and make the woman chase him. If you're a brunette, he might say something like this: I only date blondes. If you are white, he might say, I only date black. In life, so many people out there want what they cannot have. So by him writing you off in front of you and making you understand that you cannot have him is a way of him playing a mind game on you. He is hoping that the fact that a lot of people like to go for what they cannot have, he might turn the table on you and make you chase him.
Beware men who neg. What's negging? Negging is a manipulation tactic. It's often used by men to position themselves as the prize. It often sounds like this: I usually only date brunettes, but I'll give you a go. Or, you're a little chubbier than the girls that I normally go for, but I'll give you a go. This type of behavior causes a triangulation. The hope is that you'll feel so insecure that you'll go above and beyond for him. Sometimes this technique is used to get you to expect less. That will often sound like, my ex was so materialistic. She only ever cared about like bags and going to eat at nice places. But not you. I know you're a real woman. You don't care about things like that. You don't care about money. You're wholesome. I like that. Believe me when I tell you, he's just trying to get you at a discount. He's hoping you'll fall for the okie doke, that you'll say, I hate bags. I hate nice restaurants. When you should really say, all men like that kind of stuff, me included. Don't fall for it. And don't be a slow learner.
Lowering your self-esteem game. This is a game men play on women to have them lower your self-esteem. We've seen cases of men that are way beneath a woman's league shooting a bull to be with a woman that is clearly not in his league. In this game, men use negging to lower a woman's standard. I've made a whole video on negging. I might link it somewhere towards the end of this video for you all to see. They use negging on us to make us feel less, make us see ourselves as a lesser human being compared to them. They want us to view them as better off than we are. They also use negging on us to lower our self-esteem, make us chase them for their own approval. They make us feel like we're not good enough. And when we chase them and they accept us, we feel like, okay, we've attained something. We feel like, oh, we are better. We should be in a better place with this man. Because if this man that seems to be better than us chooses us, it means that we've achieved something. That is their mind game. Don't fall for it. By so doing, we are making him the judge of our life. He's the one telling us if we are good enough or not. He's the one validating us, giving us validation for us to feel better. Please, don't fall for that.
Negging is so interesting to me because it's literally men trying to convince women that they deserve less so that men have to do less. Because negging is literally just subpar men trying to convince really incredible women who intimidate them that these women should deserve less. So that way they could be in the running to compete with other men for these women. Because these men know that these women that intimidate them would never look twice at them. So their go-to is, let me backhandedly insult her so that way she questions her worth, so that way she might take a second glance at me, a subpar man, and I might have a chance.
And these men are dumb enough to think that it's actually going to work. Which is just, that's the interesting part right there.
This is a very dangerous and destructive game because men that play this game are usually way beneath the woman, like I said. So they go after her, knock her off, bring her down so they can have a chance to be with her. You see how dangerous it is? Let's say a woman is up there feeling good, living her life. A man comes to take away her self-esteem, make her feel less of herself because he wants to have a chance to be with her. It's very destructive. Don't let anyone play this game on you, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, be aware of those that love bomb you. People that love bomb you are not authentic. People that love bomb you, they lack emotional intelligence. People that have emotional intelligence, they know how to manage their emotions as well as understand other people's feelings and emotions. And so someone that is getting to know you and is being genuine with you, they're going to want to put in the work to get to know who you are, to grow an organic connection, and then eventually show you some genuine love. But when someone is love bombing you, they usually want to manipulate you into doing something that you don't feel comfortable doing. They want you to reciprocate the love bombing so that way you and them are now in this toxic situation and you can't identify that they are manipulating you into doing something that is just not right for you to do, especially so soon in the relationship. So you want to open up your eyes if you realize that you're talking to someone that is love bombing you, because there's usually more than one red flag.
The love bombing mind game. The love bombing mind game. I've spoken about this before on this channel. This technique is being used by sociopaths and narcissists. The women they target the most are lonely women who are looking to settle. They always start off with so much intensity. They give you so much love, shower so much love, goodness, sweetness, you can name it. And some women become so addictive to that.
You have no game, bro. But I'm about to tell you how to love bomb. One of the most powerful techniques. If you use this, she will fall in love. Really as simple as that. That's what it's meant for. Be careful when you use this though. Step 1, you need to start off and be the perfect boyfriend. Giving off boyfriend material. This means a lot of stuff, y'all. Have your stuff together. Don't just be a walking meat bag who can just drop off meat. No, you need to be the whole package. Have a better mindset than her. Strive for more. Have drive. Number 3, have motion, bro. You shouldn't even be dating these women if you don't actually have money. Don't use this technique if you broke, bro. If you need help making a business or something, just DM me. But you need to be the whole package. I specifically say this because if you're not doing this so wrong. You need to appear like a father figure to her. Her dad was not telling her to worry about what she's getting to eat. Baby, we gotta save money. Absolutely not. Number 2 is a real deep investigation. You could tell just what a woman needs through her eyes, the way she speaks. You need to be a vessel for her. She needs to come to you with everything. She needs to trust you more than her best friends. Yes, absolutely. If you need to know what she needs, just talk to her. You can figure out if a woman is lonely. You can figure out if a woman just has abandonment issues. You can figure out if she just needs somebody to talk to. Well, you finna be that. Number 3, you leave. You completely leave. Everything that she was now used to, you leave. She's used to being in the safety of my house, but I left. So you will never get that again. That method is so toxic, bro. Y'all can do it at your own risk, man, but man, be careful.
Once the woman is addicted to the love and the whole goodness, the next step is for him to devalue her, and then from devaluation, he moves on to abandonment.
There's certain women where I gotta have eyes dotted and T's crossed, or I don't even need to be entertaining her. If my money not right, my situation not set up, my infrastructure not set up, I don't need to be nowhere near this woman. Don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna stop us from trying. But deep down, we know, I'm not really ready for this. But I go deal with some or whatever that I know I can just, show up, get bare minimum. Just like, I always say all the time, you impressed by me opening doors and pulling out seats. Which is right. You know what I'm saying? And I can be a god to you. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm really giving half-ass bare minimum effort, but you don't know no better because you are beneath me in terms of what we qualify for.
And I'll say it again. They know, ladies. They know. And that's why it's up to you to have the standard. Why do I have to have everything? Why can't he just come correct? Why do I always have to be the one? Because life isn't fair, and you need to stop expecting it to be fair. You need to approach relationships strategically. Men do. This video proves that men do. Don't be a slow learner.
Do you know why we women have such low standards when it comes to the partners that we accept in our lives? I mean, God, anyone remotely is kind to us, and we immediately think, oh, they love us. Oh, they think we're special. Just kindness, someone just talking to us and treating us with just the basic human decency and dignity is more than enough for us to fall in love and give them our all. Why is that? It's because we weren't valued by our own family. They may have loved us to the moon and back, but they didn't instill self-worth in us. We were probably criticized. We were probably, made to feel less than. We weren't built up. So we settle. We settle for crumbs. Crumbs, I tell you. And hopefully if we're lucky, usually with a few baby daddies or a few exes, right? We finally realize. But then we've got all that other, the weight of our choices in our life. Then we carry that with us. At some point, we just have to forgive ourselves, and we have to just accept that we did the best we could with what we knew and where we were. And we're still goddesses, and it's okay to raise our standards and want more and want better for ourselves. In spite of it all, we deserve it.
Playing with people's feelings is undeniably the lowest level of humanity, because it emotionally damages people, giving them sadness, anxiety, and depression that affects their overall well-being. When you manipulate them, thinking yourself all clever and intelligent, you don't realize that the only reason they were manipulated is that they trusted you. By playing with their trust, you make it challenging for them to trust others in future relationships. Constant emotional manipulation can negatively impact their self-esteem and self-worth, leading them to question their value. It causes isolation, making them avoid interacting with people. So I beg you to please stop playing with people's emotions. Because you don't just play with their emotions, you leave everlasting scars on their lives.
Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd love to know more on negging, how men use negging to lower women's self-esteem, click this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.